Welcome to the Mask Off podcast. It's your host Zil on the Zoo Music channel. Today we've got a special guest. I mean, ever since I spoke to TMC, he was like, yeah, there's one guy, you got to get on this thing. And that was like maybe a month ago now, man.
Yeah.
He's like, you got to get him on. He's got some cool stories. He'll probably come through and tell you some cool shit. So we've got it on. We've got BK LAWD in the building. So how's it doing, bro?
I'm good, bro. Thanks for having me, my G.
100%, man. How's it been? You been busy with music or what? What's going on?
Yeah, bro. Always busy. You know what I mean? Like, it might not seem like it. I might be quiet, like not dropping any new videos, but damn sure I'm working still. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
So, yeah, always cooking.
100%. So, what's your, I guess, daily life looking like? What's your, schedule?
My schedules.
Yeah.
Like today.
Yeah, man. Run it through.
Today, like I don't know. I like to be punctual these days. So, like yesterday, I was getting ready for today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Made sure that like whatever business I needed to handle where I'm at, kind of put that to the side. Come here, come see Zil for the mask off, you know what I mean?
100%.
Bring that real shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
So, the first...
You swear on this or not?
Yeah, bro, run it. Up to you, bro. Whatever you want to say, run it, man. We got no rules on this thing.
Yeah.
LAWD! Only thing is, if you want a name drop, that's on you. You can't come back to me and say, hey, bro, cut it out, Because I had artists do that before. It's up to you, bro.
I get you, because all the rappers are listening, gonna watch this. That's good. All the rappers in Australia most likely gonna be tuning in. Because we all watch each other, some rappers might try to front like, I don't listen to, but everyone that's local, we all know we listen to each other.
Yeah.
I might not like your shit, but I still listen just to suss like, because you're from where I'm from, you're from Melbourne.
You want to see the movement.
I want to see the movement, you know what I mean?
You want to be on top of things.
If you're from Melbourne, then most definitely, probably have listened or come across your stuff. And I'm like, if I see somebody that like does their music, I see them, I'll let them know, like, hey, bro, because I'm a fan of stuff, Like, I listen to music, I understand bars and stuff, so I'm not just... Some people are just listeners, they don't really listen.
No, I can tell, because just before we started, you were like, you into the UK stuff.
Yeah, I'm into bars, because they got bars.
Yeah, exactly. So, if you're a fan of UK music, you have to know bars. Yeah. It's just part of the damn scene.
Real. And now, like, I just see there's like a whole wave in Australia too, like, cats that weren't onto UK music. Because I remember back then, I used to, like, me and, like, my circle and that, we'd listen to, like, the UK scene, like, '09. Do you know what I mean? When guys like Young Stefflon and like them, you know what I mean? Like Blade Brown. Yeah. Like we're listening to that, Joe Black. Remember, was listening to like them type of origins. No one really was fucking with it here. They'll be like, oh, what are you listening to? Can't understand the accent. We're like, this is lit. What do you mean? Listen to the bars,
You know, it's weird. Like for me personally, like I actually enjoyed the accent more. I don't know what it was, but it was like refreshing. Like. I had that phase where all I did was UK,
Yeah.
And when I went back to like, Lil Uzi or whatever, I was like, I don't know, man.
It's hard to like
take
it
Lil
in.
Uzi is hard, I'm a big fan of him or like, anyone from the US. But after that UK period I had, I'm just like, I can't stand the US sound anymore, And then ever since then, I've just been on the UK, like my Spotify playlist right now, bro. It's like maybe 80% UK. Yeah. And then now slowly, like, the Aussie talent's coming through. I'm like, sweet. Yeah. Like I said before, bro, once I saw Drill here, I'm like, man, finally,
Yeah.
It's like both my worlds colliding at this point.
It's about time. It's like it's about time.
Exactly, man, exactly.
Yeah.
So I guess first questions first, really, bro. Where's the name come from? And I guess why is it your rap name? Or artist name?
So like people who know me, like say from my area, my hood and all that, most of them will know what like the BK means, so I'm not even gonna say that. And then the LAWD part is just like when I was like creating my character for the music, like what I want to represent and stuff. I want it to be like, I don't want to be like on a, I want it to just be like on a, how can I say it? Oh, I gotta take this off, right?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I wanted to separate myself, so I didn't want to come through like with, how can I say, like just gimmicky names and stuff like that.
Yeah, I feel you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wanted to, and I felt like, I want to be on some royal shit, like.
Yeah.
And like my earlier material too was like, you could probably say, some people would say it's conscious music or whatever, or like, just start like a bit more advanced than like your, you know what I mean? Like dumbed down regular shit. So
you wanted like a name to live up to that as well?
Yeah, exactly. I wanted a name like to live up to that. And just to like, God first always, but also just the LAWD, spell it different. So it's like, I'm governing myself, you know what I mean? Like I am my own LAWD just as everyone is. Like that's kind of how
Yeah, I
I
get
feel
that.
so. It's got meanings to it. It's got like acronyms that I have thought myself, and I let people too make up acronyms for it or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I play with it.
So like, what kind of area? What area are you from, bro? Like in terms of the Melbourne suburbs and.
I'm from Noble Park,
Okay. Yeah.
so like out southeast Melbourne, Greater Dandenong area.
Yeah.
3174, 3175, all of that,
Yeah.
Hold tight, all the boys, all the man them down there.
So what's BK for people that don't know, and including myself?
Yeah, I can't really. I'd rather them go do their research or go listen.
You,
But if you listen to my music, you're gonna like know this stuff.
Yeah.
Like if they go and like listen, they'll. Because my music is real too. Like I'll be listen to some of my songs. You hear me mention TMC, this that. Like I keep it real. Like I'm not just talking like facade or stuff that's far away like that. So yeah, like it'll be all around in the music, everything. Listen to the music, everything makes sense.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
So with the whole music thing, how'd that come to be, bro?
Just music's always been a part of like man's life, you know what I mean? And as I grew up, first obviously when I'm young, music is like for fun, this, that, moving around. But once I grew up and like I could understand lyrics a bit older, then I realized, music is more than, it's not really just like, there's the fun part is cool. Yeah. But when you understand it's like a struggle story, it's this, it's that, it's more, it's like a whole movement, I started studying like the guys who I grew up listening to. So say if I listened to Bob Marley because of my parents exposing me to that when I'm young, or James Brown or Michael Jackson, got older, and then like studied what they were about, and it's like you find that they're about way deeper than the music. The music is kind of like just the medium that they be using to put a message through, and so that kind of like what. Then hip hop obviously when I got introduced to like the rap and started understanding that properly. Also, this just would it's just like I didn't actually think I'd ever be a musician though. That's the thing. Till like I'd finished high school, even I wasn't even rapping. I had written a couple like maybe a verse in high school once. Because like my homies used to like make music and my cousin and all that. But I was never into it. I was more just like, doing what I running around doing what I was doing as a young G, Yeah.
So talk to me about your upbringing, bro. So you before this as well, you mentioned the Egypt thing and all that. So I guess touch on that, and I guess I want to lead up from that and then to the now. So run me back.
Well, yeah, man. Sudanese, South Sudanese, born there, and I was raised in Egypt. So till about like, I think I came to Australia like around grade 3, grade 4. So yeah. So I remember like quite a bit of like life in Africa, what it was like in Egypt and all of that. Yeah. And the transition. So yeah.
So how was the transition? Like, was that something difficult you had to face? Like coming to school here.
Those
back home and all that.
Yeah, maybe like back home, like obviously like family always did. We might have been poor, but like I couldn't tell because they made sure we had everything that we needed. You know what I mean? And they were doing their best. But yeah, when I got older, then I started realizing like, oh damn. There used to be times where like we really struggled. I had to use candles. When you think of all that, like, we used to use candles, so, but when you're young and happy, you don't know what's really happening, So yeah, like, fast forward to now, yeah, man, it's been all good. You know what I mean? The transition is like, the only tough part of it might have just been like, being in school and just the kids like laughing at you that you're poor and this and that. They don't understand where we're from, so when I'm here with them. I'm not gonna have the Nikes and all. I didn't have all of that when I was young, I had to wear like the Salvation Army stuff, you know what I mean? Whatever my parents could afford, second-hand clothes. So then that's probably the tough part of being young. At school we're getting clowned by other kids like, oh, where's your, you can't afford it. Oh, is it because you guys are black, you can't afford this, that, So that's probably the only part, but that's what makes you anyway, these things,
Yeah, exactly, that's the thing. Yeah. Like moments like that build you up to where you are now anyway. But it's just interesting because I feel like that transition from Egypt to Australia would have been huge as a kid. Just schooling would be different, language different. Yeah. So like, was that something you had to face on a daily, or was it easy for you to just I'm here, I'm gonna do my thing?
Like I knew English from Egypt, I guess, because the school I was at they taught English and that. So like when I came here, like I said, I was probably like 9 years old. So obviously, I didn't have like the accent that all the kids had, the Australian accent and all that. But they would have probably been racist to me and all that stuff when I was young. But like I'm just on a wave, like I'm young, you know. That shit don't mean like what I don't know what that is, you know. I don't know what all that was, you know. But yeah, I was a bit of like an unruly kid, I guess, when I was young, you know, like getting into like a lot of trouble at school, this that. But yeah, overall, like, you know, I didn't like, you know, become like just a maniac or some shit. You know,
yeah. Still a good experience, I suppose.
Yeah.
So that led you, I guess, you know, throughout the high school years, and you said you started making music after high school. You didn't really make music during high school.
Yeah.
So I want to touch on that. Like, how come you go like to yourself, you know what, I'm gonna do this music thing? Like, what was that turning point for you?
Literally, like at that time. So after I got out of like high school, that's when like Drake and them were blowing up. Nipsey Hussle. So like at that time, I was listening to like a lot of Nipsey Hussle, Bone Thugs. Just and like all that music at that time was making it just because I was in the street life and all that, you know. So I was relating to all these stories. I'm hearing these guys that I like, you know, coming up like J Rock. I used to listen to all them guys then. So I'm relating to parts like not fully like what they go through, but how they're doing music, and it's like, you know, they're expressing themselves and all that. And I didn't know I kind of had that sort of talent like that. So then I remember one time just went with Kazo, my mate, and that went down like in countryside and shit. Like we used to go trapping in countryside. So like, you know, went out the country, and then one of the boys out there, his brother was a rapper, had like a studio or some type of little thing going on. So the other boys were rappers, and then they were working on a track, and I'm like, oh, jump on. I'm like, you know, like I wrote a little something. Yeah, went and spat it. I don't know what effects they put on. I fell in love with hearing my voice. I'm like, oh shit. Yeah. This is me. Like, you know what I mean? I can do this shit.
Yeah.
I impressed myself. So then I was like, every time, well, where can I take it further?
So you never looked back ever since that time?
Yeah, pretty much didn't look back. Maybe a couple years I didn't take it serious still, but I got to a point where like even, you know, watching UK's movement and all that, and seeing what the movement here was actually happening, you know what I'm saying? So this is probably like now around like 2013, 2012, like when I started dropping like a video, you know? That's probably like 2 years after like I started like rapping or some shit. So I put out like a video, getting good feedback. I'm like, okay, cool, you know?
Was there a reason for that? Like, I guess that, you know, you said maybe for a year you didn't take it serious.
Yeah.
What was the reasoning behind that? Was it like...
Just because I always was like, you know, there was a point where I was like the guy of like, to my homies, like, what, you think it's rapping, man? Come on, man, can't be serious. It comes to rap, what? Like, you know, I was that guy at one point, you know? Yeah. Like, really? Like, rapping, what? Yeah. Like, let's go do this, let's go get this money, like, instead, you know what I mean? Like, let's go do dumb shit.
Is that a result because of the Australian, I guess, scene, or was that just... Because I feel like, you know, rapping, like, is a way out for a lot of people, like, in the US and the UK now as well. But here, it's because it wasn't done before. People were just like, "Oh, what are you doing? That's what Americans do," you know? Yeah. Yeah. Was that the reason, or was it?
Yeah, like all that fueled it more. All of that of like, just like people saying you can't do it because at that time there wasn't many like African rappers. You know what I mean? Doing it. I don't think there was even like a handful. Like, well, like I'm one of like probably the originators of like, well, you know what I mean? Like this, like I'd be like an OG in like, you know what I mean? Or like first gen of it. So there wasn't that many, so you could see like we're the ones that were like breaking down doors or taking those arrows and like, you know what I mean? Like going through all the bullshit, like, you know, shit like, you know, Triple J, 3 songs in the top 5 and they still won't green drum you. Like all this type of shit back then, you know?
Yeah. Has that shifted now, do you think?
Not really, cause like back then it was more of a trying to get in with them. But then now it's like, well, you know, you just gotta make your own music. People are gonna appreciate it. Like, you know, your music gets to people. You put it out. Yeah. Promote it, it gets to people. You know, like people know about it, and all the rappers and artists know each other. Like I said, so like there's just no, what's the word? Like nobody really reaches out and does collabs. Like, you know, the way I see in UK, somebody might be coming up from London, and then like just a new guy or whatever, you know. Then the other big guys might be like, oh shit, like he's got a wave or whatever, put him on tracks.
Yeah, especially if they're from the same area or something.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. All rap like da 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 da. You know, that stuff. Like we were trying to make that happen back then. Like it wasn't happening, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I don't know why. Like the scene then there was the 360s and all of that, but it always felt like it was an exclusive thing. That's just them. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I get what you mean, yeah. So do you think now it's a good thing with everyone coming through? You know, it feels like everyone's a rapper nowadays, bro.
Yeah. Now it's like that too, but I also see it like the game is pretty segregated still. You know, like I'm still seeing it like pretty like all the Aussie artists, like they're popping doing the chilling nits and all of that.
Yeah.
They're popping, they're doing their thing. All like the Polynesian rappers popping, killing it, doing their thing. And then there's like the African boys, I see them popping, doing their thing. There's the Arab boys too, I'll be seeing them doing like, I'm not seeing everyone just collab though.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm just seeing like, oh yeah, they're rapping for themselves. Cool, they're rapping for themselves. Everyone rapping for themselves. I'm trying to see like, chilling at collab with 1-4, like this person collab. I want to collab with 360 or Hilltop Hoods or, you know, some of these, like I want to see like the OGs collab with the young Gs. That's how you make this shit. Everyone come together and not be, you know?
Feels like high school again, bro.
Yeah, bro, you know what I'm saying?
That thing, the Asian,
everyone else is just doing their thing.
Straight out, man. But it's interesting because it's still early days, you know, you never know. But I feel that with that because I've seen, you know, obviously you see these segregated little type of groups, you know, the grime artists, the drill artists, and then, you know, maybe the more of the trappy type artists as well.
Yeah.
So it'd be good to see more collabs. Is that something you're trying to, like, I guess in a way reach out for, or are you just doing your thing still?
Yeah, I'm definitely like keen for collabs. I've done a lot of collabs with even American rappers. Like, I don't know, I've got, check my catalog, I've got collabs with guys from America, cats who live in America, just off like the strength of the music. But I don't really have the collabs with like big name like Australian rappers, which is what I want, you know what I mean? Because like you need to like work with like, you know, all the litty guys around where you're from, like kill it there, you know what I mean? And then like I can see like, you know, an American collaboration happening and all that, but like you need to do these, you need to do the foundation more, you know, like a big, like who would you consider the biggest Australian rapper?
Right now?
Yeah, that's been like established, been doing it.
Well, probably like established wise, probably Cursor. Yeah. But right now, I'd probably say Chillin' is killing it at the moment.
Chillin' is OG too. I remember I used to see his shit like back then. Hustle Hard TV, he was going in.
Yeah. But that's for sure. That's the thing with Chillin'. He put in the work, man. Yeah. Like he kept that running. Like he didn't stop, and I think he's a testament to, you know, if you work hard enough, you'll reach it one day. Yeah. That's the type of guy that did it. With Cursor, he's been doing it for like decades now, right?
Facts.
So he's been running an album for 10 years now. Facts. An album every year. Yeah. That's insane.
Consistency, yeah. That's why he's mad. The king, like, you know. Yeah. He'd be like, he's the king, and like I tell rappers too, you know, that like I'll be like, yeah, I respect Cursor because he said he's gonna drop 10 albums and he didn't lie. He's doing it, you know, and he's always coming back like with the work rate. A lot of rappers right now like are coming out like off one song, bro. Like no discography, no mixtapes, no history, but that little clout, whatever, they're gonna get all the shows and the bookings.
Yeah, that's a huge debate, bro. Because, you know, I was speaking with some of the OG grime artists here, like Scotty Hines and Fracture, because they brought grime from the UK to Australia. And like I guess what's the consensus in terms of, you know, they came here, you know, they built grime. And they couldn't make it to that far, you know, level because, you know, the market wasn't there. But now you got rappers like Chillin' at Wombat, you know, they come through and they're popping off, and it's because of what they built, you know. Facts. And it's almost like, you know, they're like these new artists are reaping the benefits of what the OGs kind of built years ago. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like they're like, you know, it's amazing to see. We didn't think it'd go this far anyway. Like, you know, these artists are making careers out of it. When we did it, we didn't think that was possible. No. So it's like, I don't know, it's a funny one, you know, because if I was a rapper and I built everything and then, you know, never really, you know, took it internationally, and then I see a young cat do it, I'm like, God damn, that's because of me, you know. But I feel like with artists, they have a different appreciation for music, you know. It's still art regardless. So with that, do you think that the young cats have it easier, or is it still hard, man, out here?
See, that one's like a tricky one to like kind of answer, you know. Like it's gonna be different for. Because I can only answer that from my perspective, based on the community I'm from. Yeah. And, you know, and trying to make it. So it's always going to be different. My grind is going to be different to my guy here who's like, probably, you know, not from where I'm from. Might be like Australian. More people are going to relate to him. Stuff like that. Marketing him might be easier. So stuff like that, you know, like all that goes into consideration. Yeah. So I understand that, so I don't let that get to me in terms of like, oh, like it's gonna slow me down, whatever. I just know, like, you know, everyone has their turn if they keep working and don't give up. Those are like laws of nature. Like you can't even, you know what I mean? Like you can't even dispute that. If you keep doing your thing, you get so good at it that it's gonna cost money to even come near you at one point, just because you become a master or whatever. Yeah. But then on the other side of it is like, you might be really shit, but you might just drop something that's the wave.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you get the ride, but it's just a ride, like, you know.
It's temporary.
Yeah.
That's what Little Jace was saying on this podcast as well a couple weeks ago. He's like, you know, drill's just a phase. He reckons it's going to die soon. And to be fair, it's slowing down, you know. Like drill was popping late last year, but now it's a bit, you know, on the downside. And he's like, yeah, I've been seeing this happen for the last 15 years, you know, little phases here and there.
I don't reckon drill's finished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope not.
And another funny thing you mentioned, Little Jace, that's my G2, you know. I've got a drill song with him on my latest album. It's on Spotify. It's called Oz Open, OZ Open, BK LAWD. I have a track with him called Dissolved, and that's a drill song, like a drill beat. And we did that in 2017 or 2018. You know what I mean? We just didn't do a video about. So I've been on that wave. I disagree with him, bro. I don't reckon drills. I reckon like R.I.P. to Pop Smoke. Yeah. Just like his movement and what they've done now, I reckon they've taken UK drill to even another level.
Yeah,
like,
you're right.
In terms
right.
of
the thing
like,
is, Little J said this before Pop Smokes like blow up.
Okay,
so he might change his mind now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Pop Smoke was blowing up. I reckon that Pop Smoke was blowing up probably for over a year now.
Yeah.
So like he was bringing like, cause I seen when I saw Brooklyn drill, I was like, shit, they made it wavy like their way. You know, I already fuck with UK drill heavy. Yeah. And then I was like, they're rapping on it different. They're catching the beat different. They've got different dances.
Bro. It just sounds harder, bro.
Yeah, and it just, that's what I mean. It made drill even bigger, I reckon. I reckon like, because of guys like Pop Smoke, drill now is probably just going to be around for a decade and maybe the beats will evolve more.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I reckon. As a fan, I'm here for it, you know?
Yeah, I reckon drill's going to be here for a while, bro.
So how long have you been putting out music for yourself?
Like 7 years, 8 years. Yeah, like when I started, like first video, like 2013, and then took a little break during that time, and then I put out first mixtape 2016, put out another one 2017, then put out a third one 2018. That's the one with Little Jace on it. Yeah. And then
anything's gonna stop you, or are you gonna keep running music still?
Man, like, you know what I mean, like right now it's like so good, like in a good place with the music, in a good place like myself. So like I've got management and stuff now. You know, so different.
What's the differences between that? I want to like touch on that because you started making music 2012, 13ish, yeah. And that's 2020. That's a big jump in progression, regardless of the fact if it's music or not. Technology, everything, social media. You think it's a bit easier to put out music nowadays, or?
Yeah, it's a bit easier, but like you still come back to like the. It'll be hard if you want to put it out like and compete. It's gonna be harder than just making and putting it out. Like to put it out to compete, you gotta like deadlines, this, that, plan it out. See, I'm from the school of like when I just make my music, I'm ready to just put it out. Like I wasn't really like, focusing on the business side of it and all that like that.
I think a lot of artists kind of lack that at the start,
Yeah, because like not everybody's like gonna be privy to that.
Yeah, of course.
When you're just doing it for the love of the craft because you're into it, you're not gonna really think. It's like, let's for example, my favorite sport is soccer. It's just like, say, imagine how many like lit players are in Brazil that are not gonna get like the Neymar type deal. I'm pretty sure there's hella guys like Neymar around there, 100%. Kick the ball just as bad, or like Messi in Argentina.
Yeah, just undiscovered that.
Yeah, they didn't have the management to pick them up when they're young and get them to that destination. So I see the music is like that, you know what I mean? Like you have all the talent, but you might not like you might miss out because you don't have like the that side, the management people to represent you, someone to do the emails and to do all that, to go to the meetings for you.
Is that like the biggest change you've kind of made in your music now? Yeah,
like I feel like if I was doing that back then, I would have definitely like progressed further. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And like that's why for all my young G's, the youngins, like the young Sudanese rappers coming up and all that right now, like my message to them is also to like love your craft, go hard on it. Respect it enough though to respect that it's a business too. that you can eat off that. Like if you do it right, you can help your family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can get yourself like into a better position in life, all off the music, just by doing it right, marketing it. And the truth is, your music doesn't even have to be that good. Like if you're marketed right and your photos and your all that stuff is like lit, that kind of like, you know, moves your train like quicker, you know, to the next stop, to the next station, you know, that type of stuff, you know. Like that's how I feel. Like the packaging of how like an artist is packaged, presented, that overrides. The image that can override your music if you're presented like really nicely, you know.
If you look like you're popping, people will think you're popping.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember who told me this, but I think it was Scooby. He's like an Aussie rapper. He's like, he did 3 shows just for footage, you know, and then he put all that footage together, and it looks like he's blowing up, so he can market that video now.
Facts.
For, you know, I guess, you know, venues and, you know, sponsorship. They look at that like, damn, this guy's doing it. And he worked it that way, and it's smart.
Funny you say that too, because there's a few videos, like I remember I did that, like when I do videos with like, put out videos of me doing a show, like promoters hit you up. Like when they'll see your music video, but then like incorporate little things like in your music video, have a part of your show where you're performing that song of his litty, like promoters and stuff. They love that. They'll just see like, oh yeah, he's rocking the crowd, more interest. You know what I mean? Like,
it's part of FOMO, bro. They look at that like they don't want to miss that wave.
Yeah.
You know. So I guess with the whole thing, you've basically changed your whole, I guess, mentality with music. You know, when you first started. The interesting point is, back in 2012 or 2013, there wasn't a blueprint, you know, for Aussie artists here, especially in the rap scene. Like, you know, other than the, you know, the Hilltop Hoods and Bliss and SOs, and you know, even I think Little Jace was saying the same thing. You know, it's like you look at rap and there wasn't something to look at. Like there wasn't the Jay-Z's or the, you know, the Diddy's here. So was that something you had to battle yourself? You know, looking at the market and the Australian scene, you thought to yourself, you know, the industry isn't easy. I don't know who's done it. And like, did it leave you, I guess, I don't know, did it give you direction, or was it just like hard to battle that?
Like at them times there, you know, wasn't thinking about it like that. But now in hindsight, like looking back at it, it's like, damn, like what, that journey like I was embarking on, I had no one to look up to. There was no Sudanese or black rapper in Australia that has done anything like that for me to like look and be like, okay, he's done it, I can do that.
Yeah, there's like,
just like how like 360's inspired so many other guys who look like him. They just seen, they might be in high school and seeing what he's done, and then like, oh yes, he's done, he's like me, I can do it. And I didn't have that. I had to sort of look up to Americans, you know, look up to them, look up to UK, like getting inspiration and that from there. And then I subconsciously didn't know that I was doing it, but I guess I had already knew that like I'm the beginning of, guys like me are the beginning of a whole new like an African Australian artist. You know what I mean? Rapper. So obviously it's gonna be a hard mountain, like a hard, you know, like it's a hard task to do, you know. So, and I'm sure that's the same struggle that like every other like African rapper be probably feeling, that time struggle too, like that they're doing it not for themselves. They gotta actually be doing it for like the next generation. So everything they do is to kind of help make it easier for whoever's coming in next. And right now too, like I have to shout out all the guys like popping, killing it, like BBG, like the 666 Records boys, like Double M as well, BBG Smokey, we got K the Goat, Mike Wang, G Maker, he's got bars for days, like Phantom, like all these young cats is killing it, you know. They're like I reckon, like, you know, they're gonna be like greats. You know, we're all gonna be greats at the end of the day. But like, just how I see it happening, and you know what I mean, that energy there is definitely gonna be like something that like Australian scene has to reckon with soon. You know what I mean?
It's I guess it's a matter of time where some of these cats start, you know, to market themselves well, and they start to hit that, I guess, national scene. You know, because people will start looking at their rappers like that, like just the way they look at Chillin' It. Chilling a few years ago, probably people didn't think about that.
Now I bet you he's on some paparazzi shit.
Now he's like, bro, he's like touring and selling out shows, and albums in Jamie Hi-Fi and all this stuff. It's like, bro, if you look at Chilling It, you know, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, you're like, he's a grime artist, he's doing his thing, but it's like secluded, you know, like he's never gonna hit, you know. But now he's on top. I think he's like the most followed Aussie artist at the moment. I think after 1-4 or something.
Yeah, and yeah, he's on like the 420 thing too, you know.
Yeah,
so
yeah. He
that's
markets
what's up.
himself well, you know. He's got that cool
Yeah.
fan base now.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's done that well, you know.
for sure, bro.
So how did the TMC link up happen, bro? Because like I said earlier, you know, I was chatting with TMC, and usually after the, you know, I like to get another guest on from that guest, you know.
Yeah,
They give me a recommendation. Who do you think would be a good guest on here? And he's like, you.
Yeah, facts, yeah.
So how's the TMC link up? How'd you guys kind
So
of meet?
like TMC, like I met him through my homie and frequent collaborator T Green. So maybe you should get T Green on the show next
Yes,
week as well. Yeah, he's like very talented rapper artist too, out of Dandy. So yeah, him and TMC and like a couple of my other boys, they used to like link up and all this around that time, around like the time I started making music. So TMC was doing videos, so I used to see some of his videos and all of that. And then yeah, T Green made that link up happen one time. I think we went to, I can't remember, they came to my crib, or went to TMC's crib or some shit. And then we just started vibing. This is like around 2015. Yeah, I'm like, oh, he's wavy, you know. And then we vibed, he had like a studio and all that, kicked it. And then from there, you know, we've been like pretty tight since then, you know. He's seen that we niggas is serious with the music. So he's, you know, been there to like offer his assistance, what he can do, keeps it real, you know. Like if I need visuals, I know my boy got me, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. And then like over time, like the relationship just got more solid, and I was like just started telling him like what the potential I reckon he has.
Yeah.
To, you know, to become like a powerhouse in the Australian music scene, based off the fact that he's like a videographer, and he can shoot lit videos, and he also has a platform, you know. So kind of telling him to like, bro, you know, maybe find a way to make the rates affordable for like, you know, for all the low income artists, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, he did that, and now you see like shit's popping at TMC right now, you know, a lot of good music.
And that grows an artist like you as well, you know.
Yeah.
If his platform grows, you grow as well. It's kind of what happened with Cole Bennett in the US, you know.
Yeah.
The artist blew up, he blew up, other artists blew up as well.
Yeah,
it was like a
100%.
little cycle of just traffic, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's insane to see, but yeah, TMC and Zacko, bro, I feel like them two, you know, maybe the potential Cole Bennett's of Australia at the moment, man. They're doing their thing. So you got heaps of music videos with TMC as well.
Probably like around close to 10.
Yeah, that's a lot for like, because with artists, you know, like, first of all, a lot of them don't even have 10 music videos, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let alone with the same guy that shoots them videos.
Yeah, and they're all bangers too. Like most of the time too, it's like him who even choose the song.
Yeah.
You know, if he's in the studio, he'll be like, "Fuck, this is lit, bro. Like, we could do some shit with this," you know? So that's like vibes, get it done. And it made a lot of people want to go on TMC Media. Like all that work we put in then, like a couple of years back and stuff, like the stuff. We're doing freestyles, and I was doing I've done like, if you go check my shit, I got freestyles where I'm spazzing into the camera, like, you know what I mean, all the boys behind me, all that shit, like, not too much talk, just straight bars, you know?
Yeah.
Like, been doing stuff like that, so, yeah, like, now it's like, all the youngins is like motivated, you know, they're coming, they're dropping bangers, so it's dope.
So with the TMC collab, I mean, you've done 10, I just want to see your perspective on it, you know, have you ever thought about, you know, maybe you going with different type of video guys, or is it still going to stick with TMC? Because in terms of that, you know, you're allowed to, in a way, reach out to a bigger audience, you know what I mean? Because like, for example, Zacko, bro, if you went with him, he's got his own fan base and his own selection of artists as well. So that's a new audience reach, and, you know, pair of eyes you can you know, market yourself to. So 10 videos with TMC, don't get me wrong, I love TMC, yeah? Tim's the guy, like, no shit, I'm just trying to, you know, see the business side of things, you know? You think, you know, maybe doing 10 videos with 10 different video guys and, you know, cameramen and editors and whatnot would have been a more beneficial, I guess, pathway?
It depends though on that relationship, you know what I'm saying? Like, TMC, there's reason we have so many videos is kind of based off the relationship we have.
You said business-based though.
Pardon?
You said business-based.
Okay, yeah, but I'm saying like, with the TMC, me making like so many collaborations with him is based off our relationship. Yeah. You know, because we're around each other so much. Like in the studio, he comes to the studio, or I go to his studio. So it's like, it's become like an in-house thing. You know what I'm saying?
It's easier, I guess, to pump it out with the guy that knows.
It became like an in-house thing. So like, I haven't explored too much outside of the house, I guess, because it's like, It's like, oh, I can get the beat. If I can get the beat from
Yeah, I
my
feel
guy
that.
here, if other guy can record me, and my other G here can do the video, shit, what
You're
else a
done,
nigga gonna
yeah.
want? Like, you know,
I get what you
like
mean. Yeah.
that type of shit. Like, it's easier like that. But I also get what you mean. But by that I mean in terms of, say, Zacko bro or whatever. Like, I don't think he drops videos on his channel and stuff. I'm not
Mhm.
sure. I don't think he, you know what I mean?
Mm.
It probably would be, like, I started out, I have my own channels too, you know, like dropping my first videos on my own channel and all that. But then, like, cause I seen like the UK world star hip hop, like those type of things. That's what I seen is more beneficial. You know what I mean?
Like Grime Daily and
Yeah.
I feel
Like
that.
going to a platform that
Yeah.
you know there's audience.
They host the videos.
Yeah, they host the videos and there's audience is gonna come there. Like, name is credible enough. People
Yeah.
go check for it. Other credible artists is dropping on it. So like for TMC, and I feel like, you know, I'm part of like the wave of it.
Mhm.
Like, began it. Like
So
I
are you
definitely
staying
do.
exclusive to him or?
No, like I definitely, like, you know, I talk to other videographers. A lot of videographers hit me up. You know what I mean? Like, they want to work too. But then the other thing is, like, you know, some of them don't come through.
Yeah.
You know, it's all talk. You know what I mean? So if they ain't all, like, one thing about TMC's not all talk. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, y'all got a date. He's gonna pull up on time. He's gonna come strapped with the gear. If he needs an assistant for it.
He knows what you want.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
no like, oh, cancel, it's raining today, bro. Or a lot of like videographers be on some diva stuff sometimes.
Yeah. I
You
feel
know
that.
what I mean? Like, not hungry enough. It's not even about paying, like, shit. Money's there to pay them, but like, you know, when they do some little things like that, like cancel this, that, like, rather go with what's easier, you know?
Yeah, it's almost like you built a system anyway, man.
Yeah.
So it sounds like, you know, you've got a thing, you get it done, and
Mm.
you're out. Like, it's simple as that. And I see what you mean, because there's some people, you know, they take ages to get things done, you know?
Yeah.
They take, like yeah, we'll do this, then no date, no nothing.
Yeah.
It takes 3 weeks to even get something scheduled. But I see what you mean with that. It's just interesting because, you know, I feel like TMC is a great platform, don't get me wrong, you know?
Yeah.
But maybe reaching out to other people, because like you said, 10 is huge, bro.
Well, it's not exactly 10, like,
Still, I know it's
but
heaps. I
probably
know
10 visuals, including, like, I guess, freestyles that
Yeah,
I've done
yeah,
for his
yeah.
channel.
But
and,
I've
like,
seen a
stuff
few
like that.
myself. I can
Yeah.
at least confirm more than 4,
Yeah.
5. I've seen
Definitely.
myself.
Yeah.
So there's a lot there.
Yeah.
There, definitely, man.
Like, I guess, like, I was helping build his channel up too, you know what I mean? So I understood that.
Yeah.
And he understood that too. Like, it's kind of like, you know, like what we had like sorted out on when we began it. Like, you know, you're gonna get this grinding, we'll
Mhm.
build it up. Obviously, to the next, you know, then all the next youngins is gonna come through. They're gonna see how lit my shit is.
Yeah, don't get me
They're
wrong.
gonna
Like,
holler, you know.
don't get me wrong. The one guy I would go to is Tim, bro. Like,
Yeah.
he's doing his thing, and the way he was talking about his platform, that, you know, the, I guess, future goals he has for it.
Yeah,
If I was an artist, I'd want my stuff on there. You
yeah.
know what I mean? Like, he's trying to build something good for himself. So I
Who
can
would
see
you?
that.
Who else would you like say recommend somebody like me right now?
As in for
Like-
videos?
Yeah, video and a platform that I can drop on.
But that's the thing with platform, bro. Like, there isn't really a platform yet, other
Yeah.
than like TMC and like, you know,
You
we
feel
don't have a
me?
Grime Daily, you know.
You
That's
feel me?
why-
And I'm ahead of the wave. Like, I'm like creating the you know, we're creating that with TMC. So
Yeah.
it's like we're ahead of like we know that the time to come is gonna be like
Yeah,
real
yeah,
busy.
Yeah. But
you
that's
know?
the thing. Like, when I was telling you, me and AB were trying to do this AU Connecting.
Yeah,
You know, that was like our, you know, little stint at Grime Daily
yeah,
for
yeah.
Australia. I feel that there isn't any, but there's a few talented videographers, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like even if they don't host it, I think you could still get their fans to come through. peek
Facts, yeah.
through, you know,
Yeah,
or even
bro,
their
like-
close friends.
Now that you know, man, you know, like make them links happen, cause you know what I'm saying. Like no
100%.
not too much talking, fam. You know,
100%,
let the links
100%,
happen.
100%.
And like, cause like I said, I don't like wasting people's time
Yeah,
either. You know,
yeah.
so I don't like my time wasted. I respect their time.
Yeah.
Respect
Of course,
mine.
bro. Of course.
Yeah.
That's the thing, especially if you have something, you know, set in stone already,
Yeah.
and you're dabbling into like, you know, new territory or, you know, new atmosphere environment.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you know, you got to be, you know, up to scratch, or I'm wasting my time here, you know.
Facts.
So
Like-
I see that.
What I'm more even into, bro, is like I'm just trying to like even collab more. Like I'm trying to get like a husky feature or something. You know what I mean? I'm more interested in that even. Like right now, I'm not even like dropping any videos really.
Is that you collabing on their track, or they coming on your track?
I want them to come on my track because like I reckon I got a heat. I got a heat that Chillin' could jump on. I got a heat Husky
Yeah.
could jump on. Like, you know what I mean? And they're wavy. You know what I mean? So I could get on a track with anyone.
Mm.
Like I've been doing like Afrobeat, like Afro trap type shit. So just experimenting with that. Just
Who are some of the artists you want to, I guess, collaborate with?
internationally.
No, as you saying.
Yeah, pretty much just them, like the Chillinettes and that. Like some of the legends, like the Hilltop Hoods or something like that.
Yeah.
Like the legends. So those OG rappers,
Yeah.
like all them the Aussie rappers, definitely like, you know, tracks with them will be lit.
What about the Melbourne boys? Anyone from here?
Yeah, like I guess the young G's, all them youngins that I mentioned,
Mm.
probably with them. See Melbourne, probably like, you know, HP boys maybe.
Yeah, that'd be hard.
Yeah, something like that, because they're on the drill thing.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's interesting because it's hard to answer that one, yeah, but it's easy to answer Sydney artists.
Yeah.
That's what's annoying.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think who's
Yeah.
popping in Melbourne. It's HP boys.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
right. I mean, nah, you're not the only one though. That's the thing. Like everyone would have that same answer. You know?
Yeah.
It's hard. Like in Sydney, you can name them, bro.
Yeah, you can get out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like being from Melbourne, I'm not gonna say I'm salty, but
You know who's nice too? That's I'll get a track. Alex Jones, Dr.
oh
Flea.
yeah.
He's
I'm trying to get him on this thing, bro. I was meant to get him on like a couple of weeks ago,
yeah.
but he went up to Sydney for some show. I don't know what. I know it's
Yeah.
all over the place. But he's one guy that a lot of people were saying he can like, take it the whole way, like bigger than chilling it,
Yeah,
And some of the OGs be telling me that too, like Scotty and Frax, because they've been doing this 15 years.
Yeah.
Grind, if there's one guy, it's him.
Yeah.
They're like Alex Jones can really take it the whole way. Like we're talking international, like Chillin is doing his thing, but they're talking bigger than Chillin.
Yeah, Alex. Yeah.
It's just and the one thing Frax was telling me is like he just has to put in the work, He's really got to see it and put in that work.
Yeah, he's been grinding from time. I used to watch his stuff like in 2012 and all that. He was going in since then.
It seems like you know a lot about the grime artists, bro. Aussie grime artists.
Yeah, pretty much, bro. Like I said, like I'm just being real about it. And everybody as local knows that they listen and watch each other. But they might just come on the platform and act like, oh, I don't know. I just know my boys or whatever. Like, that's all cap. I know all you motherfuckers rapping, I know the whack ones, I know the good ones. I know who I might have to take out in the future. So G.
So what can we expect from you, bro, this year, I guess, or in the future as well? Any projects, music videos, what's going on?
Yeah, bro, right now we just like got like a few deals stuff going on, some situations. So just like, under some new management right now.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of not really allowed to put out anything.
Yeah, that's
But I might try to sneak out some freestyles or something, you know what I mean? Yeah. So right now there's a few things, you know what I mean? There's a few moves popping. Definitely, you guys are gonna hear new music soon, and the wave that's gonna come is just gonna be too litty. Yeah.
Are you gonna be experimenting with any new sounds, or
like I've got an album that I recorded last year. It's complete, so it's pretty much just like last few songs, mixing, mastering.
Yeah. And
since then, I was back in the studio. Probably made like another album already since January 1st.
Damn, yeah.
I think I've made an album by now. Like not mixed and mastered, but like
I feel that.
It's just like in the clip, it's ready. You know what I mean? It's gonna be ready. So. It's just about business moves right now, more gigs. I was a bit quiet last year, didn't do too many shows. And also like I'm a bit busy right now doing some community type of work, I do like some a youth thing out in Dandenong with the Drum Theatre and Dandy Council.
Yeah.
Sort of like an open mic for artists. We do that once a month, every third Thursday. So like it would be great too if you could try to come to the next one. It's on March 19th.
Time, bro.
So yeah, I'm sorting out the lineup for this next one right now and all that. So that's something that I've been doing for a while too. Just giving back to the community that way and just hip hop music. You feel me? Yeah.
So with that, what's some kind of advice you give the young cats, bro?
Like just in general, like find something to do. Don't waste your time. You know what I'm saying? Like especially like if you're a young cat, you can make vital moves right now that are gonna benefit you like later. I guess if this is advice for anything, whether you do music or sport. Like if you're an athlete right now, take it serious. Stay away from like, kick it with your mates. But if your mates is doing too much, like of the stuff that you shouldn't be doing, because you need to focus on your sport, you gotta put that first. If you're doing music, that's the same advice I'll give them. Like, make sure that you're putting in the hours. You know what I mean? Like putting in the grind into your craft. and also make sure you're educating yourself on the business of it. You know?
100%.
Yeah, like jump on the net, watch, what do they call them things? Podcasts and stuff like that. You know what I mean? This is a podcast, what?
Yeah.
But like, you know them other like podcasts? Like,
Yeah, no,
they
I
can
get
watch
you.
this, they'll learn stuff, but like they can,
Blogs.
blogs and, you know, study your favorite artists and just study
Yeah.
their come-ups. Whatever you're trying to do, study the people who have done it the best. Like whatever, like I'm sure you studied podcasters, like
Yeah, no, 100%,
stuff like the
yeah.
guys who are probably Howard Stern, you know what I mean? So you
Joe
study
Rogan
whatever you
and
do.
whatnot.
Yeah.
Man, I get you.
So whatever that's the advice I'll give to the youngins, because pretty much everything we're trying to do kind of is being done. So
Yeah.
it's just like study the greats of whatever you're trying
With
to
that,
get
like,
into.
well, who are some people you kind of look up to and you know, study?
Like I studied like
And don't say
broad
Nipsey
range.
Hussle, bro. Everyone says that.
I studied
say
a
this.
broad range of like artists.
Yeah, or just like anyone like you look up to, you know, like someone you look through and you're like, yeah,
I
man,
can
get inspiration from
I
that.
can tell you someone from this part of history. I've even studied
Yeah.
people from the BC times that I'm like,
Damn,
oh,
yeah.
that person was lit. Like, you know what I mean? Like some of the old school pharaohs. You know, even King Tut, studied King Tut, but he accomplished a lot by 19. He would have been on the wave for ancient Egypt. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
young pharaoh building this, doing that. So I studied like ancient empires too, bro. I get like a lot of like inspiration from them.
Is that how you knew the Chaldean thing, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I knew the Chaldeans and all that. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
rare, you know. Not many people
Yeah.
know about that.
That's all. And you said that. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, one's on the Chaldean stuff
Yeah.
and all that. Yeah.
Not many people know
You
that.
know
but
the
that's why I just-
Etruscans? You know the Etruscans and all that?
Nah, I don't even know.
Those are like the ancient Greeks.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, they were black.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, bro, like hectic stuff.
Yeah, nah.
Studied on them. Studied like the Moors, you know, the Moors, like the Africans who like
Yeah,
went
yeah,
colonized Europe. Like I studied like stuff I wasn't learning at school, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Yeah,
so-
that's the thing. I was surprised when you knew. I'm like, it's either you know like people from the same background, or it's
Yeah.
just like you studied that stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause no one knows it, that's why I
came
just
across
say-
that stuff. And
That's why I just
studied.
say like Iraqi, because that's easier, you know.
Yeah,
I don't want to dabble into the whole thing
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's the whole story and like, oh, what's this, what's that. I'm like, oh,
that's
God.
like if you know you ask like they're like, oh, you're Sudanese, and we might say Kushite, or
right.
something.
Yeah.
Like you know that someone will be like, you're a what?
Yeah,
But it's
that's-
like Kush,
yeah, I feel that, yeah.
you know,
That's what it is, bro.
stuff like that. Yeah.
But yeah,
like,
bro. I mean, I appreciate you jumping on, man.
Yeah.
We gotta cut this short because I got another guest coming through
Mhm.
in a bit. But yeah, just before we sign off, bro, give us like your Instagram at and where people can find your music and all that, man.
For sure. My IGs are Lord of Noble, and Lord spelled LAWD of Noble. All my music is like on YouTube. Just type my name in, BK Lord, all that stuff will come out. Like I had a homie the other, like not too long ago, hit me up and was like, yo bro, I was blazing up, bro. I spent 2 hours on YouTube just going through all your shit. I'm like, shit, I don't even know I got 2 hours worth of. She's like, yeah, the audios, I heard audios, I saw videos. I was like, I was there for 2 hours.
Opening new Spotify, new
Yeah, for the new music.
iTunes, for everything.
Yeah.
And then we're going to be putting banners up on Rolling Stone, billboards, all the big names.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's also a domain already as well, so he'll have his site up soon.
Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like they would have caught that on the mic just then, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, but like yeah, we'll give you like the
Is that like
details.
coming soon or?
But that's as soon as I get everything.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty much like you know, but like yeah, just the IG they can for now they'll find me, the YouTube.
Looking to collab with fashion and
Yeah, that's right. I'm like right now currently right now, if like I'm trying to like collab with some photographers,
Yeah.
some fashion designers, stuff like that, cause you know trying to come at the game wavy right now, you know.
Mhm.
So like Melbourne's hottest photographers and fashion designers, holla at me on the Insta, you know.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, let's get it popping.
Easy,
And
man.
like, yeah,
Again, I appreciate you jumping on, bro. I
yeah,
appreciate the listeners as well. For anyone listening to this on Apple Podcasts, make sure you rate it 5 stars, like, comment, and subscribe if it's on YouTube. Follow us on Spotify. It's been the Mask Off Podcast with BK Lord. An interesting chat. Thanks for Team C as well.
yes sir.
And peace.
Peace, Lord.
Thank you, bro.
Thanks for having me, bro.
100%.
My G. She was wavy. How long have we got?